what it's been like for like the last couple of weeks, the whole world is kind of acknowledging, so to speak, the injustice towards Black, but I'm in my early 40s. I've seen this song and dance a million times before. Even if you look back on the history and go back to civil rights, we've seen this a million times before. So I'm kind of on the fence of how optimistic I should be. I think right now it's a lot of white guilt, which we haven't had in a long time. The actual white person looking in the mirror and saying, I'm contributing to this directly or indirectly, and I want to help change it. I think that's a different type of movement we have seen with this. It's tough being Black and trying to figure out, one, can Black people fight for themselves? Can we organize? But two, how do we take the help, the resources, and the assets that we're getting from our white counterparts? It's tricky right now.
What is your take about Kent County at this point? I mean, we can talk in broad strokes,
Yes.
but most of your work is in Kent County. I guess the question is whether or not you feel like there is potential for progress in this very small rural part of Maryland.
I do think it's a chance for progress, but what that progress looks like has to be dictated by the Black community. What I found from 10 years of being in the public kind of service in Kent County is a lot of white people want to decide what Black people should do for themselves. And they're not really open to listening to not only a Black leader, but the Black community. A lot of times you have a lot of whites in Kent County say, well, go vote. Well, voting haven't worked for Blacks since we got here. So that's not a pitch you can give to me. You have to tell me something that's going to empower my community. You have to be a friend to my community or even an ally. You know, a lot of my white friends who I'm having these conversations with, I'm their only Black friend. That's bad. Change, but I do see hope for progress because a younger demographic has been engaged and mobilized, and they aren't taking this. Like a lot of these people have been on the earth less than 25 years. I think it can be progress in Kent County, but Kent County has a deep history of racism and slavery embedded into our culture. So in order to change that, we're going to have to do some of the things people are talking about nationally right here locally.
That kind of gets us into the BlackUnion. And I wanted to talk about why you started the organization and what are your goals.
So the BlackUnion of Kent County was started by myself and also several citizens of Kent County. It's programming that I actually had for 4 years. But sometimes I wait for the right opportunity to launch a program or to launch an initiative. And right now it's perfect because people want to listen to me. I've been here 10 years. Everyone does not want to hear John Queen's voice at all times. So I pick and choose when I'm in the front, when I'm waving my flag as a leader in the community. And real quick, I'll read the mission statement for the BlackUnion of Kent County. It is to transform our community into one in which all Blacks are valued and thrive economically and culturally by creating policies, programs, and projects that lean toward bringing that into a reality. The BlackUnion is program-based, where we're going to kind of undo local racism with citizens. We're going to go through a merit of programming projects and create better outcomes for Blacks in this county. The 5 major pillars that affect the Black community are mass incarceration, gentrification, police genocide, miseducation, and access to wealth or lack of. Out the mission statement, the policies, procedures, and programs, each one of those categories must go specifically to one of those 5 categories. And from those 5 categories, we then teach the citizens who are being involved with this the 5 levels of empowerment in the Black community. The foundation part, or the first part, is community. That's the major problem right now. Whites don't know how to help the Black community because they're not a part of the community and they have never been a real friend to the community. So once we build the community part, then we get into the 5 levels of empowerment. The first step is economics. Blacks need to know how money works and how it works for them. We have been locked out of economic gain, and not only America, but Kent County for years. After economics, you kind of move to politics because economics drive politics. After politics, the next level up would be judiciary. Then after judiciary, we move on to media and then into education.
I'm wondering if you've outlined over the next couple of months ways in which people can engage and get involved.
Some of the things that I have already approved, meaning I know I'm going to do these in the community. Well, the event that's happening June 19th in Chestertown is a byproduct of the BlackUnion. The community aspect, bringing everyone together, the We Stand Day of Agreement is part of that. And actually, if we go back to the 5 major problems that kind of plague the Black community, gentrification, that's here locally. Police genocide, yes, it's happening across America in record numbers. Well, I'm not going to say record numbers. We can see it now, but that's not really a big issue here in Kent County. You understand? Gentrification is. So we're in that community part, dealing with gentrification, and we're in the invigorating programming part. So one of the events I'm going to offer to the community is going to be a day of sort of programming, not training, because I'm not training you to do anything. I'm programming you to actually go out and do the actions. And then hopefully that programming will train your way of thinking. Where we're going to have an event, depending on the COVID and how we are able to social distance, where I invite about 20 to 25 people to an actual workshop. The entire workshop will be segregated. So from the moment you walk in, it's whites on this side, blacks on this side. The lunches we might have, the food will be segregated. Who can talk and when you can talk can be segregated. And we're going to try to kind of strike empathy in the hearts of whites, not really too much harp on the white guilt. Because I'm not here to make you feel lesser of a person just because you're benefiting from something systemically. It's not most of you all's fault for that. But I do want you to have an open eye to looking at blacks a little differently than you do maybe your inner circle or your family and friends. So it's a lot of programming where we're having these Zoom meetings and we're having not just conversation where we scratch the surface. I'm going deep into it and asking a lot of questions about the constitutional rights of Black people. The third stanza in the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, how it works is a part where both Black and white have to work together. The Black community, and I can say this because I am Black, we have dropped the ball on moving forward in this country. Time and time again, we have not shown we're ready to be not just independent and have our own kind of economy going as all other races have, but we're willing and ready to help work with other peoples across the line as long as the better outcome of a Black person life is at the forefront of that. No agendas, no kind of kissing babies and shaking hands. The outcomes are what we're really big on in this BlackUnion of Kent County.
Well, I look forward to continuing to work with you. Thanks a lot.
Yes, always. Thank you.